Look at what we got here. Okay, obviously, as you can see here, we're going to be doing the Defiant. There's not a whole lot of parts to it, so everything looks like it's fine. I've already got areas masked off here. That's for painting, because where I want the lights to shine through for the warp grills, the front deflector there, and for here. But before I do any painting, I need to get some drilling done, like the spots here where they're flashing, up here for the weapons, and back here where it flashes, and the very backs in here. There's a lot of drilling I need to do out first, like, and then especially all the windows. So let's get all this drilling done first. Okay, so I'm going to be using the 0.30 mil fiber optics to light up the flashing. And I got the proper drill bit there. To make this a little easier, I'm going to cut the round tips off. Okay, so I got all the holes drilled here for the pulse phasers on that. Everything's all masked off that needs to get masked off. Looks good. Okay, so just gonna put on the primer coat inside, and then the chrome silver over top the primer. Get that all done, and then the outside will just be the primer. Just gonna let that set now, and then chrome silver all the insides, flip everything over and do the primer on the outside, and then the final hull color over top of that. Okay, now I'm gonna do the chrome silver. Just gonna let that set and then prime the outside and do the final hull color. Time for the primer. There we go. Okay, just gonna let that set and then the final hull color. Light gray here I'm going to be using for the hull color. Here we go. Just gonna let that set now. And there we go. Now I wasn't happy with the other hull color. It was still too dark for me, so I used this even lighter gray. And now it looks perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do for the impulse engines, I'm gonna cut away the plastic here. That's on here, and then I got other inserts I'm going to input there for the red impulse engines. And this here is what I'm going to use for the impulse engines. I'm going to cut off about a 1/2 inch of that, put one on either side, and then I'm going to have that where the red LED is going to light up and behind there. So it opens it all up there, just like that. And I'm just going to measure off a 1/2 inch here. Now go cut them. These are a 3/4 PVC piping. That's all you need. And they go in here like this. Actually, I'm going to put it in the bottom half here. Now, this side of the wall here is too thick, so I got to grind this down till it's really thin to fit right in here, so that way it will snug right up against the opening here. So I got to go get that done. For that, I'm just going to use my grinder. Okay, so we got those ready to go for installation. Now we're going to get these installed here. That's our impulse engines. Now I'm going to put this really thin race paper stuff on the ends here, so you cannot see into the model. Just like that. Alright. And then I'm going to chrome silver around the outsides here because the light will shine through those. I'm going to let the glue set first, so this can actually go off to the side for now. Now for lighting, I'm going to use these long light strips here. But the only real thing are the windows that are going to light up. You got the warp grills on the backs. That's a different color. These vents here, they light up a blue. And these here also light up a blue. Where I'm going to put these is along the top here that light up the windows along the sides. And I'm going to put one up here in the front for the deflector. Okay, so I took off the masking here. Now, for these areas here, this, no light shines through this, but down around inside the gouge in there is where it shines blue. So I got to put primer on here and then carefully paint on the hull color over top of that. And in these areas here is where the light shines through, but not in these areas. So I got to put primer over top of those as well, so those don't light up. And like in the back down in here, I'm going to paint this in the centers in here. I'm going to paint the centers in here as well to help keep the light where it's supposed to go. So I got these here all cleaned off now. Looks good. Now for these struts in here, I got to prime those so no light comes through that area, just in these areas. And for here, let's see, lights up real nice. That's good. Another way other modelers have done it is that they cut these grates right out of there and they replace them with clear parts. They probably 3D printed them themselves and then, but I don't really need to. It'll light up exactly the way I want. So I'm gonna have probably 2 red LEDs lighting up the big one, and another one here. I'll be using 5 mils for each of those, and 2 red LEDs to light up the fronts here, 1 on either side. They're not going to be right up against them. They're going to be fairly far away. Well, far enough away, so probably back a little bit here. Same with the engines on there. So it's going to be all around in here where they're going to be on the bottom half, of course. Now we still got a hole to drill here for the lighting around the bridge here. Because you can see I got a hole right here for a, let's see, with it 0.30 fiber optic lines that'll go through, that lights up the front of the registry up here. So that's what that's for. So I just need to, let's see. Okay, so from where this point is here on the nib there, on here, I'm going to drill out a hole right next to this other one for the fiber optic line to go through, and then I'll have a light over here, a white 3 mil LED. Okay, now with the fiber optic line going in sideways, I'm going to drill the hole on an angle so that it'll put as little pressure on the fiber optic as possible. Stick that line on there. I'm going to have it fairly long, and then I can shorten it down later. Actually, what I want here, I wonder. Okay, I'm going to use a 0.40 line because that fits even better. Okay. So did my pliers go? You know, I'm probably looking right at it. Of course, it was underneath a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to crimp the end here just a little bit. So when it gets in there, it lines up with the bridge a little bit better. Use canopy glue to hold it in place, and I also use the canopy glue for filling in windows because it's so nice and thick compared to the other stuff I used. Was there? So I'm just going to set this aside to dry and we can move on. Okay, so I'm thinking of putting the lights here. These things are going to be extremely bright. These are for 12 volt power sources, so the ship's going to be on a 12 volt power. So judging for how long the lights windows are, so I'm going to go from about here up to here on either side, and that'll take care of the lower lighting. It'll light up pretty much everything else too, because these things are super bright. And then a short stream, probably right about here. It'll light up these windows as well, so I don't need anything in here when it lights up the deflector. I don't overly trust the stickiness underneath these. That's why I add the extra glue. Because, you know, over time, eventually, they might just fall off. Since it's going to be on the top part of the hull. Okay, so that takes care of the windows. So I'm thinking for the bottom here, to light up these, I'll have small strips on this side, and for the engines here, strips on the here, because I got this clear blue that I'm going to be putting on the insides and on the outsides, so that'll all light up quite nicely there. Now we just need to strip along here for the deflector. You see on the bottom here, there's also windows on the bottom of this on both sides, so I want to make sure that it's back far enough that it'll light up this whole section here. Now I'm going to have a flasher right here, navigational flasher. That's got to be covered. The fiber optic line that'll go there will have to be covered in chrome so this light doesn't interfere with that. Okay, that's not going anywhere. Takes care of this. This takes care of this. So I just need short strips on the bottoms here. Where it's going to light up these areas and this area. So I just need to find out how long each strip needs to be. There we go. Just got that all set. Nice. Now for here, with each one of these, I have to cut a hole in here for the lighting. Okay, got the areas marked out there. I'm just going to cut now. Looks really good. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna finish painting these strips up on here first before putting them on there. But other than that, those are ready to go. Back to the main body here. Let's see where the fiber optic is going to go in here. So I'm going to put the light somewhere over here. Now the bottom is going to flash, and there's one on the top that's going to flash. So I'm going to use a 5mm white for. Well, actually, no, I think I can still get away with just a 3. So 3mm white here. And then I got 2 on the back here, so I'll have like a 3mm white somewhere over here. Actually, I'm going to have this on its own, so 3mm white here, and then 1 on here I'm going to have somewhere over there for all the flashers. Now, on the very ends over here, there are 2 red points that I have to put in. So when I put the halves together, then I have to drill a hole and for another fiber optic line. So it'll probably have like a red LED here with the fiber optic lines going to the LED. I think that's it. Well, everyone, that's it for this episode. In the next one, we're going to finish off with the lighting and get the fiber optics installed. Please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to share, and click that notification bell for any future uploads. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.